Hello again everybody and welcome to another martial arts lesson. In this video I'm going to show you some open hand palm blocking techniques. Before we begin I'm going to explain to you again that we can do various blocking techniques as well as strikes from any angle, and we can do them with different kinds of stance work and footwork. We can also do the palms. Whenever you have palms, remember, you're going to block, so you're going to strike or block with either a palm like this with your thumb tucked in and your fingers tucked in for safety, or just relaxed and open like this, okay? Excuse me, like this, okay? Just rounded like that, okay? Just rounded. So you've got your rounded palm there, natural, and that's also another one. Also, there's emphasis sometimes on the edge part, or this part. That's when you're striking or blocking. Sometimes we'll use our forearms. Very often we're going to use our forearms to block. So we're going to look at those blocks. Now I'm talking about open palm blocking techniques in this video. Some blocks are done with fists closed. It doesn't really matter. Similar movements can be done, but relax with the palms open, not tense. We're going to be looking at how to utilize our forearms to protect those vulnerable areas of our body. Okay, let's say the upper body, for example, or the lower areas, but we're going to use our arms, forearms, together with our palms to block. But before I get on with that, I want to say one more thing. Remember to do some loosening up for your wrists, the same as you should stretch your whole body and do some flexible training every day. Flexibility, some good squats for your legs, some base. Get yourself fit and healthy first of all. But every day get a good workout in stretching, breathing, everything, okay? And what I want to say is, okay, you must be able to stand strong and focused, and you must be ready and healthy and fit for any martial art training. Even simple techniques like this, you still need to be. It might not be the most fancy, flashy stuff, jumping up, spinning kicks and backflips, but these simple techniques are very useful for anyone to use to defend themselves with. You need to condition yourself sometimes. You need to have some training with someone so you can have some feeling, of striking and blocking and things. I have a lot of experience in training, conditioning, and different methods I use for conditioning my arms. But don't worry too much right now. We're going to get the techniques done, and with practice you can really learn a lot. Now, sometimes you're going to be grabbing and doing motions where you grab as well and things like that and get into locks. We're not going to be doing that in this video, but I'm going to explain a little bit about the feeling of the palms. When you see my hands like palms, okay, sometimes you have techniques where they're very strong fingers like this, like the tiger, for example, tiger kung fu, where you're practicing your gripping and you're doing motions where you're powerful with a tiger grip and the palm there, and really emphasizing power and grabbing and twisting and power, But what I'm saying here is, okay, there's soft ways of doing things too, like you see like in Tai Chi, for example, Tai Chi Chuan, where they have open hand palms like this, and soft styles. Sometimes you can see it in Wing Chun as well. Wing Chun or Yong Chun Chuan is like my main style of martial art, which I always practice by myself and teach people in my free time. That's something I like to do. But I love to teach all the martial arts. I've had a lot of experience in my life in different systems, but I'm just saying styles like Tai Chi and Wing Chun, a bit of Bagua too, those styles are really useful. Now we can have a soft kind of feeling in our palms, okay? Here, okay? And you can have your finger. If you notice, I always emphasize this finger, this one finger. It's like you're holding a gun almost, but it's like you get your hand here. These three fingers here, okay? And this one. And they say, like one of my teachers used to say, it's like the tiger's mouth or something from between this here. Sometimes that's open. Sometimes you have it together. Don't let someone grab your finger and break it. But, sometimes it's like this, okay? And even when you're in a fighting stance, you may step back and your palms may be facing, well, like in a tiger. It's not always like this. It may be like this. Okay. Now, but what I'm trying to say is the palm, the placement of the palm is very important. So when you're soft there and you relax your shoulder, okay, and you bring your elbow down, okay, you bring your elbow across, okay, and your wrists just softly, your wrists go there, and your fingers just naturally follow. And if you're doing motions like that, I'm not always going to grab, I'm going to use my whole body to do the motion, of moving. When I'm moving, it may be soft blocking, where my wrist pulls the whole hand, and the rest of the fingers follow. So it's a soft motion, see, with my whole body core here, and this, okay. When I do these motions, okay, it's very natural. And if you were going to grab, you may grab like 1, 2, 3. See, 1, 2, 3. Those last three fingers, and this is open, and then you grab at the last one there. Sometimes, similarly, these three fingers may be open, and it looks like as a pivot. So when you're grabbing, sometimes, so I have this habit, you see, of putting my hands here in front, because they're ready, open in that position where I can grab, or we've got this knife edge part here, don't forget, where I can kind of block using my forearms, and that's a very natural thing here. Sometimes it's just flat with the palms, and maybe just blocking, and parrying and doing motions, you see. Here, I'm going to be pushing. So there's various motions to the forearms again, say here. Any way I can protect my body using that. I can know which parts of the fists to use. I'm going to punch, similarly to the back fist, see? And how I'm going to cover, see how I'm going to cover that. I'm going to know which part of the body I'm going to be using to strike with, you see. So let's look at some basic blocks now, okay? If I'm going to stand here just in a normal neutral stance, and you can follow along at home. Basically, if I was in a traditional stance, let's say like a Wing Chun stance or a Yung Chun stance, usually I'll be doing the movements in those stances. If it was Tai Chi, it'd be Tai Chi, okay, Tai Chi. But basically, if it was a Wing Chun stance, I'll be here, I'll bring my fists up to the sides, my chest, I'll open up with the feet, open up again with the toes, and then the heels, I'll sink down and I'll put my hands in a guard like that. But the thing I'm trying to show you is we're not having to do that. We're just going to put our hands here, just bring our hands up naturally open, okay? Let's do an inner block. We can go inner like this, okay? We can twist in and block with our forearm, blocking the center of our body. So if someone's going to hit my body, I'm going to do that. I don't have to have it too low or too high. I can't even see the guy then. You're going to do this. So as opposed to blocking with the parrying with the forearm, we can also block with the palm, okay? We can do that, but we can also block with the forearm, twisting in, okay? So when we do that, let's do it together now. If I come in and block in, you can go across there, you can turn if you wish to. It's almost like I'm chopping to the person's neck, but I'm not reaching out and doing that. I'm just blocking with my forearm, using my forearm against his punch or whatever. He's going to punch me in the body, I block. He's going to punch me in the body, punch me here, and block. He's going to punch me to my face, I can go higher and block. See? And notice how I always turn if I naturally need to, and I've got my two hands up here. Now in Wing Chun, okay, in Yung Chun, usually we have the one hand to the back here on the center. Always, okay? You're not always open like this doing it, because it's a chance that they could come in and take this hand away. So I'm going to, but remember your two hands on the front, it's like you're holding a katana sword, let's say, a samurai sword. You can have your two hands on the center like that, in a guard, like I've shown you anyway, here, and this hand can block. If someone's going to attack my face, I can turn slightly if I wish to also. I can turn. I can block here. And the best way is to sink your waist, sink and then bring your knees together. That's like a proper Wing Chun stance, okay. But naturally though, the goal is you're going to come in with your forearms like this, twisting in to this motion. So 1, 2. You can put your hand, if you feel comfortable, you can put your hands on your hips like this, or up. If you want to keep them there and do that, and come back here, okay, or up like that. But I like to have my hands ready in a natural position. If someone's going to punch my face, I know to palm, right? I can use my palm to block. I know that, right? You know that. If you've watched the other videos, you'll understand. You can also twist and block. So the body here. And so as I'm coming, I naturally do that. My fingers are pointed towards his throat more or less here, but I'm twisting in. From here I can twist over and palm if I wish to. See, I can do different motions where I block and I can palm. See? So when I'm here, I block. If he hits with that hand, I block. If he hits with that hand, I block. I'm in a fighting stance, same thing, a natural fighting stance, let's say like a normal fighting stance, okay? I block. So with the front hand. If you're going to hit me here, I block. See? Block. My elbow's still tucked in, so if I want to block with the elbow part or the whole forearm or the wrist, I can. You can also block against someone's hands using your knife edge of your palm there also if you wish to. Now, We also have an outer block, okay, which is like this, with the palms open, okay, which is like this, okay. Again, all of these blocks can be done in any stance. You can be in a horse stance like this, a bow stance, either kind of stance. You might put more weight on the back leg like that, any kind of stance. It could be in a natural stance. Sometimes you put more weight on the back leg or the front leg, you know, in a natural fighting stance, wider, lower, smaller, whatever, okay. The thing is, you've got to understand, when you put weight on your legs, if you put more weight on the front leg, it's harder to lift, to kick, you know. If you put more weight on the back leg, you can't lift that easily. So it's easier to kick with the front when there's more weight on the back, or they're evenly balanced, you see here. And if you put more weight on the back leg, this one's easier to lift up the back, so the front leg, the other leg can kick out more easily, you see. So that's what we're doing adjusting wise. Walking on lines, circles, stepping, moving around, and using the movements accordingly. Now, we have this inner block, as I say, here, see, or here. The outer block is the same thing in any stance, okay? So I'm standing here neutrally, okay, in neutral stance, here, neutral, just, let's say if I keep my feet by about shoulder width apart, okay? Okay, what I can do is I can come out like this, bringing my, rather than coming in, I'm coming out using the outside part. So if I put my two hands here, I can come in and block, or I can come out. If I put my two hands in front here, same thing. So if I'm in a Wing Chun stance, I'll be doing it in a Wing Chun stance. If I'm just naturally standing here, the same thing. So if I put my hands in front here, okay, this can block out or that way. So let's say if you imagine your two shoulders here, and this is the center in the middle, 1, 2, 3. I'll be here, I can come from this side to that side. And I can cross my hands naturally. So he's going to hit my body, I open out. From here I can punch him too. I can do a punch, I can do an elbow, whatever is going to be, a palm, a chop. I can even grab his hand and chop him, different motions. So when I'm doing these motions, I might turn literally, okay? You might come to attack me, you might come to punch me, and I may step back and block. Or I may just stay here and turn and block. See how I put the weight down when I do that, see? And also this back hand's not going to be anywhere, it's going to be together guarded. Or coming in, chopping or whatever it's going to be, see? I can block in or I can block out, see? So he's going to hit my body, I can block in. I can block with the palm or the face, okay? Face, or I can go down. Or across with my palm, I can twist in with my forearm, or I can come out with this hand, using the forearm. So if I do one in, my hands are here, okay? Natural. In, out. So see, let's try it. I can come in, out. See that? In, and I can come out. What we want to do is get a habit of having a guard here. I can have my hands in a guard, see here, like one hand here and one hand in front. So I can forget about the legs for now, but if I'm here, okay, block, out. See, it comes in and then it comes out. But don't make it a big motion, like from far away here and then coming out. We're not doing some funky movement in this video, okay? We're just doing basics, okay? Just basic blocking. Okay, so in this video, we're just talking about that, okay? We've got the inner block and the outer block, okay? So we're going to block in and block out, okay? In and out, in and out, in and out. Or this one, in and out, okay? So in and out, in. Don't let this hand go too far outside of your shoulders here. Keep it on the inside. So my hands, whether they are like this or whether they are on the front guard like that, remember it's coming from in, see, from this side to the middle. So 1, 2, 3, see? If these two shoulders are number 2, 2, 2, and 1 is in the middle, I'm going to have it from here. See, from 2 to 1. See, 1. See, 1. Out, the same thing. So when I do out, kind of starting from this 2 on this side and coming out either to the middle, so I'm on the middle, or going to the other 2 across the shoulders. See, like that. It's a simple concept for you to understand, coming in or out either side with the forearms to block an attack, okay? Now, when we're going to block a swing punch, okay, if someone's going to do a big swing punch, that's a bit different. We can't block it like this because the power coming in will be too strong. Also, when someone is doing a swing punch, you've got to be careful whether it's a tight hook or it's a big swing, because if you block on the inside of the elbow, their hand can still come around to get you. So you want to make sure you're going to block. Don't wait for their full momentum of power to come right into. Don't block too early or too late. Judge it right and get a habit of blocking against their arm. Now, what you're going to do for this, okay, if someone's going to come around and swing punch you, okay, do a swinging, grabbing motion coming at you, you're going to bring your hand out. Bring your hand up like this, okay, like this. We put our hands here. You're going to go up, and at the last moment, you twist out. You twist your wrist out. So from here, come up, see, and then out. And it should be like a triangle here. Or like my teacher used to say something about the sun in the sky or something like that, terminology. But what you do is you stand there. If you want to bend your knees slightly, you can. You're in this natural stance here, or the high horse riding stance, come up and block out. So bring them out. Bam. So if someone throws a punch at me, I'm going to block. Block. And you block against that arm. When it's coming around, you block on the inside, up, and then twist out. See? Bam. And this hand will be here as a guard. Also, you want to protect your lower area, higher area, or punch him at the same time. I may want to do that. He may come to hit me, I block, and I palm him, or punch him, or elbow in one way or another. Your upper elbow, inner elbow, whatever it's going to be, an elbow strike. It could be anything. Okay? Palm strike, even here. But what I'm going to do is, okay, it could be another chop, even if I chop him, I can chop him either way as I'm doing that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to block. He's going to hit me on the other side. I can do that. The best way is to turn your waist into it, see? You get that range too if you want to strike him. So what we're doing is just naturally here, if I'm in a fighting stance, someone throws a swing off me off the lead hand, boom. He throws a swing with the other hand, I block. Bam, bam. So naturally, boom, boom, hands back. I come here, boom. I can step and block at the same time. I can step and block at the same time, or here, outer, outer, inner, that's for the body, see, inner, or outer. Get the positions right, don't rush. Or out from here to the sides. It's almost like a chop almost, but we're blocking out on the angle with the forearm. With his hands here, okay? Come here. Bam, bam. Block the body. It's almost like boxing, see? But I'm blocking. Block in. I can come underneath this arm and block out, take away. Grab that, go into a chop. He swings me, maybe I block. Someone on the other side comes, I block, see? I can block. If someone's going to hit me here or here, I cover. Now bring them back in, the elbows to guard when I'm fighting. Okay. Basic techniques. Other things you can do with the palms, as I say, you can do like circular like kind of motions when you're circling with the palms. So you might do a movement like that where you're circling with an opponent, with a partner. You can train with someone and circle your arms together. You can actually do that. You're circling the arm, but we're not going to go too much into that in this video. Anything else you can do with the open palm techniques? Well, obviously, you can do a low kind of block, like I've already mentioned in other videos, like bringing your hand low, like a low chop, or with your forearm blocking against, okay, just blocking against, like a high chop, but it's like you're blocking down, like to block, protect your groin or your lower areas or your body here. You can do that also, you know. You can also use these chopping mode when you're doing chops, okay? Either you're rolling over or back fists. When you're rolling, you're still using your forearms, don't forget, to block against the person's arms. So if you come in here, I may block with my forearm just coming over, see? Or chopping. However, I'm rolling that hand out. When it comes out, it's a chop, yes, as an attack, but it's also a block. If he's going to hit my body, I bring it in, see? You're going to hit my face up here, I might come out. Or I might just come up guarding here. You might cut my body here. If he's going to attack my body, I'd block out. If he's going to hit my face, I may block across, or here. If he's going to swing me, I may block up here. It might be a low block from here. Or dipping my elbow into block, see? He might come and hit my body, I might step back and then just cup it with my hand, just bringing his hand down. Elbow tucked in. I can strike. or hook, whatever, you see what I'm saying? Back fist, elbow, whatever. See, the elbow strikes can come in. With the elbow strikes, you have the point of the elbow, or you also have the flat part of the elbow where you're coming in, slamming across. And again, you've got that motion of the waist, don't forget, in these techniques. Remember your breathing too, okay? Your alignment, so relax sometimes and then breathe. And breathe down. Breathe in. So breathing is very important, okay? Life force. One more thing I'll say before I go is blocking down with the palms. If someone's going to throw a low attack or strike to my groin or a kick, I can actually block down. I might want to turn into a stance when I do that. See, I can block it. Or just block it down, or just keep your hand there. See, I can do that. Blocking with my palm also, like down. The same way as I said about rolling over and stuff like that, and striking. Finger, I can also cut across with the forearm here. See, boom, strike here, out. See what I'm saying? Chop out here. All these blocks you can mix together. I can come back to here, boom. I'm going to be on the angle even. You may want to put that there. This might be ready to punch or elbow someone from behind you. Bang, see? But this will be here. I'm watching, always watching my opponent. See? And this hand will be here blocking against your groin. Never forget about your waist and your alignment. Stay based. Knees in the right positions and feet. This knee will be protecting against your groin there. Don't leave it open for someone to kick. So you have to reach down. Keep your hands should be focused on the high areas. Your legs should be a good enough guard anyway. With your knees, they're protected as you're coming in, working the low and the high, see? Okay, I say thank you for watching this video. Thank you very much for watching this video. In the next video, we're going to cover a few more blocks, okay, in another video. And I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching. Train hard and stay safe.